So hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to the 5th day of this final countdown to your board exams, and there are only 3 more days to go for your board exams, which is on 10th of March. Already 3-4 classes have been happened in this final countdown series. In today's class, I'm going to tell you about statistics. So before we start, I'm going to introduce briefly about the exam prep course which is going on. This is a 1-week booster course which you can access from the sisyaclass app, and the best part is it is only available for 29 rupees, in which you can learn about maths, science, not only these two subjects but also coding and robotics. Isn't this amazing? So quickly go and check. We are available in the website. Our website is live. Not only on website, we are also available in App Store as well as Play Store. The links are in the description. Go and check out. It's just 29 rupees. So in today's session, we are going to learn about statistics. Before we start the session, let me introduce briefly about myself. My name is Srikesh. I've completed my education from IIT Gandhinagar. More than 8 years of teaching experience in mathematics, and in these 8 years, I've taught more than 1 lakh students. A lot of these students are studying in IITs, NITs and reputed colleges across the world. So that's about me. Without further ado, let me tell you, statistics is something which is very important with respect to 10th March exam which you are going to give, the maths exam, and this will comprise of roughly around 4 to 6 marks. Either 1 mark MCQ can get from this, 1 or 2 marks MCQ will get from this, or you will be getting one long answer question from this. So this is very important concept. If you understand this, 5 to 6 marks are yours. So before we start solving the questions, in morning session, I'm going to brush up some concepts. We'll quickly revise the concepts, and in the evening sessions, I'll be taking some PYQs as well. So these are some concepts, these are some terms which we need to remember. Let's go by them one by one. Okay. The first thing is group data. So till class 9, you will be finding out the mean, median, mode, which is also known as central tendency for ungrouped data or for raw data. But in grade 10, our complete focus is on group data. So what is group data? Group data is a representation of data in groups called class. So this class word is very important for us. How does it look? I'll be explaining about class as well. So why is this group data necessary? Why are not we finding out ungrouped data mean? Why are we combining it into a group data and we are learning something different? The reason for this is it is easy for us to represent too much data in a compressed format. Too much data, you can represent it in the compressed format using this grouped formation, using class. Class is a group. For example, if I have a lot of data, lot of heights I have of plants from 10 centimeter to 15 centimeter. These heights are repeating, 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 11, 12, 14, 15, these things are repeating. So I will be not writing again and again the same data. Instead of that, I'll say that from 10 to 15 centimeter in this group, in this class, I have 15 heights or 17 heights. So I'll write the class and then I'll write the frequency of that class. So this is the group data representation. For example, 10 to 15, where 10 is nothing but the lower limit of that class. It starts from 10 and it goes up to 15. Now, very important thing, a lot of students have a confusion in this part. So I'm blocking this one, I'm boxing this. You may note this down. This is very important. The lower limit is inclusive, but the upper limit is not. What do I mean by that? If I'm saying that 10 to 15, I'll be including 10. 10 is included, 11 is included, 12 is included, 12.5 is there, 13 is there, 14 is there, 14.9 will be there, but 15 itself will not be included. This is important thing which you need to remember. Lower limit is included, but the upper limit is not included. Clear? One thing about class done. Class interval, which is also known as class size, is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit. So whatever is the upper limit, here in this case 15 is the upper limit, the lower limit is 10. The class size can be anything. It can be 10 to 20 also. So class size will be 20 minus 10, 10. In this case 10 to 15, 15 minus 10, 5 is the class size. It is represented by H. This is next important thing which will be required for us. The next thing is class mark. Class mark, again you will be finding out class mark to find out mean, median or mode. Whatever you want to find out, class mark is very important with regards to mean. So X, how to find this out? Let me tell you. I'll be adding a screen. You note this down, class mark for any class. So class, what is a class? Class is comprised of two numbers. One is the lower limit, one is the upper limit. So I'll write this as a class. Now what is the class mark for this. So class mark x will be equal to the average of lower limit and upper limit of the class. So L plus U upon 2. So this is the class mark. You may note this down. This will be frequently used to find out mean. Let's come back here. So class mark is the average of the lower and upper limits L plus U by 2. Next thing is modal and median class. So in order to find mode and in order to find out median, we need to identify the modal class and the median class. So modal class is the class with the highest frequency. Median class is the class which has the median in it. So how to find out median class we'll be discussing in the upcoming slides. The next few terms are these, which are central modes of tendency. First one is mean, then I'll be discussing mode, and then I'll be discussing median as well. So mean is the sum of observations upon the number of observations. The data or the data point up around which all the complete group data is spread out, that is known as mean. The same expression is given by mode and median also. Different situations, different type of data you have, you will be using mean, median or mode. So first let's start with mean. There are three ways to find it out. The definition stays the same across the three methods. The definition is mean is equal to average of the observations, which is sum of the observations upon number of observations. The first method is direct method. Direct method, as the name suggests, will be using sum of the observations upon number of observations. So summation of fi xi. So all the data which I have for every class, I'll be finding out the class mark. If I have 10 classes, x1 I'll be finding out lower limit plus upper limit upon 2. For all the classes, I'll find out the class mark. For every class, I will have the frequency as well. So I will form a table and I'll multiply the frequency and the corresponding class mark, and I will add all of that. This summation is add all the products of frequency and class mark. Then I will divide by the total number of observations, which is nothing but summation of all the frequencies. This is the direct method. The next method is assume mean. What is assume mean method? In assume mean method, we'll be using this formula. Now assume mean method, the first step is to find out or take an assumed mean. It does not matter you have to take any mean, you can take any of the class marks to be the assumed mean. So assumed mean is something which will be taking from the class mark itself. Any of the class mark, you can take it to be the assumed mean. Any class mark, it can be the first class mark, it can be the second, it can be the last class mark also. After assuming one of the means, one of the class mark to be the means, the next step is to find out deviations. D is the deviation. To find out deviations, we'll subtract the assumed mean from each and every class mark. X1 minus A, I'll find out the D1, first deviation for the first class, second class, third class, fourth class. For all the classes, I'll find out the deviations. Once I find this out in the table, I'll be using this formula. We'll be seeing questions related to this as well. The final way is step deviation method. In the step deviation method, I find out steps, and the steps are represented by U, and these steps are nothing but deviation upon the class size. Whatever is the class size, I'll be dividing the complete deviation by class size. So we'll be seeing this, and again I'll be using A plus H times summation of FIUI. I will multiply each and every step deviation by the frequency, add it and divide it by the summation of frequency. Whatever is the answer, I'll multiply it by the class interval or class size. I'll add the assumed mean to it to get the final mean. So X is mean over here. So this is what mean is. So these three formulas very important to remember. You have to remember these three formulas, because in the question it can ask you to find out using direct method or assumed mean method, or it can also ask you to find out using step deviation method. So all the three formulas you need to be aware of. This is very important. Once you know the formulas, the application is very easy. The next central tendency is mode. To find out mode, we need not find out the class mark. No need to find out the class mark. Simply, if you have the class in classes, simply classes can suffice to be finding out the mode. No need to find out the class mark. So how to find out? This is the formula where L is the lower limit of the modal class. So find out the modal class. What is the modal class? Modal class is the class with the highest frequency. So whichever class has the highest frequency, that will be the modal class. Clear? Once you identify the modal class, whatever is the lower limit of the modal class, that will be L. Clear? L is clear. Then this is the formula which you have to remember: F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2. The complete, divide it and then multiply it by H. This you subtract, find this out, divide it, then multiply by H, and all this add it to the lower limit of the modal class. So what is F1, F0, F1 and 2, F2? So F1 is the frequency of the preceding class to the modal class. F1 is the frequency, so F1 is the frequency of the modal class. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding to the modal class. So whichever class is before the modal class, F0 will be the frequency, F1 will be the frequency of the modal class. Clear? F2 will be the frequency of the class which is succeeding to the modal class. So all of these things will be requiring in the formula, and we'll be finding all of these things and we'll be finding out more. We'll be seeing the questions as well. So note this formula. This is the next important formula. 4 formulas have been done. So 3 formulas you have done here. These are the only formulas which you need to remember. 1, 2, 3, the 4th formula. This is the 4th formula. Only one way to find out mode. It's already a big formula, but if you get a question, you can get a question for 5 marks from this. The next thing is median. Median, small formula, but the process is something which you need to understand very well. To find out the median, we need to identify the median class, and identify the median class is something which is a bit tricky. The class whose frequency, the cumulative frequency, for this we need to understand cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is also known as running frequency. Median is nothing but the value that comes in the middle of the data set when arranged in ascending or descending order. When you arrange the data set in an order, whatever is the middlemost data, that is known as median. To find out median for a group data, the first thing which you will be finding out is cumulative frequency. In order to find out cumulative frequency, you need to add the normal frequency. Whatever is the frequency, for suppose the first class frequency is 5, the next class frequency is 6, I'll add all the frequencies, 5, 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 7, 18 and so on, and I'll be finding out cumulative frequency. It is the number of times the data occurs above or below a given value. This is something which you'll be understanding by solving the questions as well. Median class. Now the next important thing is to find out median class. To find out the median class, it is important for us to find the cumulative frequency first. Once you identify the cumulative frequency, then only you can find out the median class. Now to find out the median class, the total number of observations, whatever is the total number of observations, I will divide it by 2. When I divide it by 2, whatever value I get, I will check which cumulative frequency is just greater than this n by 2. Suppose I have n equal to 50. If I get n by 2 equal to 25, then I will check which class is having cumulative frequency just more than 25. If I get a class which is having a cumulative frequency 26, that will be my median class. Clear? This part is clear? Greater than, just greater than. It cannot be equal to. If I have a cumulative frequency 25, it cannot be that. More than 25 only will be the median class. Cannot be equal to. Cannot be equal. Clear? Now this formula is L is the lower limit of median class. Once we identify the median class, lower limit of the median class plus n by 2, n is the total number of observations, summation of fi, minus Cf. This Cf is not the cumulative frequency of median class. This is important for you to understand. This is the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Class which is before the median class, that class cumulative frequency you will be subtracting. Clear? Then divided by frequency, this is the frequency of the median class only, multiplied by h. Now a lot of formulas, 5 total formulas, 3 formula for finding out mean, 1 for median, 1 for mode. Clear? So these 5 formulas you need to remember. Now without further ado, let's start with the questions. This is the first question. We'll be starting with the easy question so that we build on the concept, and then later we'll be using all of these formulas which I have mentioned. The first question here is find the mean of first 10 natural numbers. To find out mean, the concept says that mean is equal to sum of the observations upon number of observations, correct? So mean will be equal to sum of observations upon number of observations. So what are the observations? Can anyone type in the chat box? What are the observations? The observations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the 10 natural numbers which are the observations. So we will add all these 10 observations. Let's add this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. What will the answer? 55. 55. This will be 55. Number of observations 10. So 55 upon 10, we will get 5.5 is the mean. Here. This can be asked for just 1 mark. This is just a conceptual understanding. Clear? Next question. Now this is something which can be asked for a short answer question for 2 marks. This says that the mean of 20 observations is 15. One observation which is 20 is deleted and 2 more observations are added. However, the mean remains 15. Find the sum of 2 added observations. So we need to find out the sum of the 2 added observations. We do not know which are the 2 observations we added. Only information which is given that initially there were 20 observations and the mean of these 20 observations is 50. So let me write down the given information. Given to us is initially the total number of observations is 20. The mean of these observations x bar initial is equal to 15. Clear? Now one of the observation 20 is deleted from it. 20 is deleted. After 20 is deleted, the mean remains the same. The 2 more observations are added. 2 observations added. We need to find out the sum of these 2 observations. Let's say the 2 observations are x1 and x2. Let these 2 be x1 and x2. Clear? So x1 plus x2 we need to find out. The new mean, whatever is the new mean, it remains the same. It is 15. We need to find out what is x1 plus x2. This is something which we need to find out. Clear? This part is clear to each and every one of you. Now what is mean? Let's try to understand. If we are provided with the mean, we can find out the sum of the observations, sum of all the numbers, all the 20 numbers, yes or no? Because mean is nothing but sum of all the numbers upon the total number of observations, correct? So x initially whatever is the mean will be equal to sum of these 20 numbers upon the total number 20 numbers, correct? Clear? So mean initial mean is 15, sum of these 20 observations upon the total number is 20. So sum of these 20 numbers is equal to 15 multiplied by 20, which comes out to be 300. Clear? Now from this 300 I removed 20. What did I do? This is the initial sum. This is the initial sum. From this initial sum I removed 20, deleted 20. 20 is deleted. So what will be the new sum? What will the new sum? New sum will be equal to 300 minus 20, and I also added these 2 numbers. These 2 numbers I added, correct? I added these 2 numbers. So this will become 300 minus 20 plus x1 plus x2. This step is something which is very crucial. This you need to understand. 300 minus 20 plus x1 x2. So 20 I removed, I deleted 20, I added x1 and x2. So 300 minus 20 plus x1 plus x2 will become 280 plus x1 plus x2. Till here it's clear. Now, can anyone tell me how many observations are in the new data set? Initially, we had 20 observations. If we subtract one observation, if I remove one observation, I get 20 minus 1, 19 observations. I added 2 more, so I have 20, 21 observations I have. Clear? So, initially, I had 20 observations. From this one observation, which was 20, I removed, and then I added 2 observations, which are x1 comma x2. So, how many observations in total? How many observations in total? 21 observations, correct? New set of observations is 21. Now, new mean is 15, will be equal to sum of the new set of observations divided by total number of new observations, correct? Let me write this over here. The new mean will be equal to sum of new sets of observations upon the total number of observations new which we have. So, new mean is still 15, sum is 280, 300 minus 20 I removed plus x1, x2 I added upon 21 observations. I do not have 20 observations anymore. One I subtracted, two I added, 21 observations. So, let us solve this. 15 times 21 is equal to 280 plus x1 plus x2. This will give me 15 times 21, 15 1 times 15, 5 1 carried, 315 is equal to 280 plus x1 plus x2. So, I needed to find out what is the sum of these two observations, which will come out to be 315 minus 280, which will be 5, 3 and 0, correct? 35 is the answer. Is this clear to you all? The concept is very clear. If you understand the concept that the mean is equal to the sum of observations upon the total number of observations, you will be able to find it, solve this. The only catch here was, if you delete the observations, you are removing the observations from the sum. So, you need to find out the new sum and you need to find out the new number of observations as well. If you are able to do this logically, then you will be able to solve using the same formula. Only one formula is there. The rest of the concept is, when we are removing the numbers, we are removing it from the sum. And we also need to check for how many new number of observations we have, how many old number of observations we had. From that we can easily find this out. Clear? So, the correct answer for this is 35. I hope this part is clear to each and every one of you. Next question. So, mean concept, the conceptual understanding of mean is very good with everyone. So, find the value of y from the following observations. If these are already arranged in ascending order, the median is 63. So, how to find out median? You would have learned this in grade 9, right? So, if you have a set of data, median is nothing but the middlemost value. So, how many data we have? How many numbers of observations we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is the middlemost observation? Total 9 observations we have. Can anyone tell me what is the formula we used to use? If n is odd, n plus 1 by 2th term is the median. This is odd, n plus 1 by 2th term will become the median, right? Is equal to the median term. So, what is 9 plus 1, 10 by 2, 5th term? 5th term is the median. This is the median. What is the 5th term over here? This is already arranged in the ascending order. So, from start, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. This is the 5th term. So, median is equal to y plus 2. But in the question, it is given that median is 63. According to the question, median is equal to, if you understand the concept of median, then this question is very easy. Median is equal to 63. So, we can say y plus 2 is equal to 63. Therefore, y is equal to 60. Clear? So, the y is equal to 61. Find the value of y. We have found out the value of y. Y is not equal to 63. It is equal to 61. Clear? This concept is clear to everyone. So, this question is basically the testing the conceptual understanding of median. Median is basically the central term, and if you have odd number of terms, the median is coming out to be n plus 1 by 2 a term. If you have even number of terms, then median is average of n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1th term. Okay, you may note this down. This is something which you have already known from grade 9. Okay, let's move ahead. Find the mode of the following items. Here there are a lot of raw data which is given to us: 0, 5, 5, 1, 6, 4, 3, 0, 2, 5, 5, 6. Mode is something which repeats the most number of time. Mode is the data observation repeating most number of times. Observation which repeats most number of times. Repeats most frequently. Which observation is repeating most number of times? Clearly 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 5 is repeating. Therefore, mode is 5. Repeats 4 times, right? Repeats max time. Clear? So, mode understanding is clear. So, basic understanding of each and every concept, mean, median, mode is clear to us. Now, let's move ahead and let's look at what type of questions can come for our board exams for from the group data. This is one question from your NCRT only. 30 women are examined in a hospital by a doctor, and the number of heartbeats per minute were recorded and summarized as follows. Find the mean heartbeats per minute for these women, you choosing a suitable method. Whichever method you want, you can use. Number of heartbeats per minute is given in the form of class. So, what is the class over here? These are the class. These are the classes. Clear? 65 to 68 is one class, 68 to 71 is one class, 71 to 74 is another class, and so on. And number of women, this is the frequency. How many times, how many women have the heartbeats in this class? 65 to 68 heartbeats per minute, 2 women have. 68 to 71 heartbeats per minute, 4 women have. 83 to 86 heartbeats per minute, 2 women have that. Clear? So, this is the frequency. Now, from this, in order to find out the mean, the first thing which we'll find out is for any method which we want to use, either we want to go with the direct method, if you want to go with the step deviation method, or if you want to go with the assumed mean method, you have to first of all find out the class mark, which is x. How to find out class mark? Class mark is the average of, for every class we will be finding out 65 plus 68 by 2, 68 plus 71 by 2, something like that. Clear? So, let's find out. So, I'll be writing this over here. I'll make one more table. I'll write class. Then I will write class mark xi. After this, I'll write the frequency. Till here, we can make the table, and if we are able to make this table successfully, then using the direct method, we can find the mean. Let's do this. 65 to 68. What will be the class mark? Class mark is x equal to lower limit plus upper limit by 2, which is 65 plus 68 by 2. 60 plus 60, 60 plus 60 will be getting 180, sorry, 120, 120 plus 13, 133 by 2, which we get 66.5, 66.5. So, this is 66.5. Clear? Class mark is 66.5, 68 to 71. Again, this if you solve, you will get 69.5. Okay. Clear? 68 plus 71, 60 plus 70, 130, 139 by 2, 69.5. Then if you solve 71 to 74, if you solve this, you will be getting 71 plus 74, 71.5. 72.5, my bad, 72.5. Okay, so like this you can find out in rough for each and every class. Let me erase, let me do it for one more time. I'll show you for this one. Let's say, let's do for 77 to 80. I'll explain it to you once again. 77 to 80, I'll do it over here in rough. 77 plus 80 upon 2. 70 plus 80 is 150, 157 by 2. This will come out to be 78.5. Yeah, 78.5. Again, 77 to 80, 80 to 83, 81.5. 83 to 86. If you solve, you will get 84.5. So these are the class marks. Class marks for each and every class we have successfully found out. 65 plus 68 by 2, 66.5, 69.5, 72.5, 78.5, 81.5, 84.5. Now frequency is already mentioned to us. 2, 4, 3, 8, 7, 2, 4, 3, 8, 7, 2, 4, 3, 8, 7. Did I miss any of the classes? 74. Okay, one class is missed over here. Let's do it over here. Just a second. Let me get this over here. 77 to 80, 74 to 77 we missed. So let me write over here. Okay. '71 to 74, 74 to 77, 74 to 77, 75.5, 77 to 80, 78.5, then 80 to 83, 81.5, and finally we have 83 to 86, which is 84.5. Okay, 2438742, 8742. Now in order to use the direct method, the calculation will be very tough. Till here the calculation is like this, right? If I want to find out fi xi, I will have to multiply this and this. 2 into 66.5, 4 into 69.5, 3 into 72.5. This calculation is a bit tough. Let's try to do this using this calculation. If you do this using this calculation, how you will do, I'll tell you. You can find out fi xi, multiply each and everything. 2 into 66.5, you will be getting 133. Again, if you multiply this 4 into 69.5, you will be getting 4 into somewhere around 4 into 70, 280, 280 minus 2, 268, 278 you will be getting. So this will be very tough for you, correct? If you do it in this way, you find out, fill it, everything, add all of these things, you will be getting summation of fi xi. Add this column, you will be getting, add all of this in this, you will be getting summation of fi xi. Then you add all of these things. Do you need to add all of these fi? 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 8. Already it is given that 30 women are there, which is the total number, right? Which is summation of fi, which is 30. If you add all of these, you will be getting automatically 30 only. So when you want to find out the mean using the direct method, this is the way. Summation of fi xi upon summation of fi. This is the first way, direct method. And you need to be very careful while multiplying. However, this will take a lot of calculation. 2 into 66.5, very calculation intensive method. So in order to reduce the calculation methods, the multiplication or the multiplication efforts which we are putting over here in the direct method, in order to reduce that, what we can do is we can use a better method, which is assumed mean method. So how to use the assumed mean? This everyone knows, so I will not be solving this again. You can solve this and you can get the answer as well. Now let's move ahead. Let's understand how to use the assumed mean method over here itself. So once again, I'll be writing all of these things over here and I'll tell you how to use the assumed mean method. Okay. So the class over here, first the class column, then comes the class mark, then comes the frequency. After this, in order to use the assumed mean method, we need to assume one mean. From the class marks, we will be taking one of the class marks and taking it to be the assumed mean. After I take the assumed mean, I'll be subtracting it from xi minus a. From every class mark, I'll subtract and I'll put it over here. Yeah. This will be my deviation di. Then I will multiply fi into di. This is the table what we have to develop for the assumed mean method. The classes again I will not write down. I'll just simply write down 66.5, 69.5, 66.5. The classes you can note 66.5, 69.5, 72.5, 75.5, 78.5, 81.5, and finally the last one was 84, 84.5. Clear? The frequencies are 2438742. 2438742. Now if I take any one of the mean to be assumed mean, let's take 75.5 to be the assumed mean. This is assumed mean, so I'll have to box it and I'll to write a before it, and I'll write a equal to 75.5. Now every class mark, from every class mark I'll subtract 75.5. How much far away is 66.5 from 75.5? Let's subtract and find out. 66 minus 75, you will get somewhere around 11. 11 minus 11. 66.5 minus 75.5, you will be getting minus 11. No, 75, 15 minus 6, 9, minus 9, you will get minus 9. Clear? Minus 9, 75.5, 60 minus 69.5, or reverse, 69.5 minus 75.5. This space is somewhere around, if I add it, it is 6, minus 6. Then here this is minus 3. This 75 point minus 5 minus 75.5, 0. 78.5 minus 75.5, 78.5 minus 75.5 is equal to 3. Then 81.5 minus 75.5, this is equal to 6, and this is equal to 9. Now this is something which are easy numbers, yes or no? This minus 9 is easy to multiply with Fi, minus 6 is easy to multiply, minus 3 is easy to multiply, 0 is easy to multiply, 3 is easy to multiply, 6, 9, all of these things are easy to multiply. Now make the column 2 into minus 9, minus 18, 4 into minus 6, minus 24. Compared to this, you agree? 2 into 6.5 take more time, slow, right? This direct method is a bit slow, but this is fast, right? You can multiply fast. 3 into minus 3, minus 9. 8 into 0, 0, 7 into 3, 21, 6 into 4, 24, 2 into 9, 18. Find out summation of Fi, it's already given to be 30 in the question. Find out summation of Fi di. This will come out to be okay, so 18, 9 into 2, minus 9 into 2, minus 18, this and this will get cancelled out. This and this will get cancelled out. Minus 24 and this 24 will get cancelled out. 0. Minus 9 plus 21. Only two numbers you need to add. 21 minus 9, 12. Clear? So this comes out to be 12. Easy number, easy to add. Now use the formula. What is the formula? What is the formula for finding out the mean using assumed mean method? This is the formula. Assumed mean plus summation of Fi di upon summation of Fi multiplied by h. Clear? Sorry, this h will not come over here. My bad, this s will not come here. This is the formula. Clear? So whatever assumed mean which we took, that to that I'll be adding the mean deviations. Okay, mean deviations. This is the mean deviation which we have found out. Let's get back to this. So as mean is equal to, assumed mean is 75.5 plus summation of Fi di 12, 12 by 30, 12 by 30, 4 times, 3 10 times, 4.4. Clear? Mean is 75.5 plus 0.4, and the answer will be 75.9. Clear? Isn't this a better way? Correct? This is a better way to do this. Yes or no? It's a way better way. Clear? Clear? I hope this is clear. If you even try to find out the mean using the direct method, you will get the same answer. Is this clear to everyone? You can reply in the chat box. This is a better way. See, minus 18 got cancelled. 24 minus 24 got cancelled. minus 9 plus 21, 12, 12 by 30, you get 0.4. Add it to 75.5 assumed mean, you will get the mean. This is the mean of the complete data set. Clear? This is the assumed mean method. Mostly you will be using the assumed mean method. Clear? Now, if you want to use the step deviation method, in the step deviation method, it is very, very important for us to understand that the class mark, the class mark is something which is there. The class interval h should be able to divide these deviations. Should be able to divide these deviations. Minus 9, minus 6, minus 3, 3, 6, 9. So what is the class interval over here? Let's see and find out. What is the class interval? 68 minus 65. H is equal to 68 minus 65. It will be same throughout. 70 minus 71 minus 68. It is 3. Class interval or class size is 3. So if I want to use the step deviation method over here, this part is clear to everyone. Let me add one more screen over here and let me show you how to use the step deviation method over here. So the first method is plain and simple. Summation of fi xi upon summation of fi. This will take too much time, too much calculation. Too much calculation, but simple steps. Simple steps, easy step. Summation of fi xi by summation of fi, you have been learning till grade 9. It is not that difficult for you to solve this, right? But the next method is easy in calculation, but steps you have to remember. Next method which I showed you was the assumed mean. This is easy in calculation, less calculations. Less calculation in the sense, no big calculation. No bigger calculations. Now, step deviation method, even less calculations, easy calculations. Let's do the step deviation method over here. Let me add the slide over here. Let me write the same x. I'll have to be very sure about this because this will go away. 66.5, 80, 24387, 2438742. 2438742. 2438742. 742. This is the frequency. The class mark corresponding to each and every class was this 66.5, 69.5. Then the next one was 72.5, 75.5, 78.5, 81.5, 84.5. We took the assumed mean to be, again in this step deviation method also you have to take the assumed mean. Again I will take the assumed mean to be 75.5. The calculations are easy. Now here what I will do is, first I will find out di, then I will find out the steps ui. Clear? So di will be equal to xi minus a. We have already found out di once. This will be 66.5 minus 75.5 minus 9 minus 6 minus 3, 0, 3, 6, 9. Now each and every step I will divide it by the class interval. Class interval which we found out 71 minus 68. Any class you take the upper limit, subtract it from the lower limit, subtract the lower limit from it. You will be getting, in this case we got it to be 3. Divide every deviation by 3, you will be getting ui, the step deviation, stepped deviation. Not only the deviation, this is the stepped deviation. Yeah. So let's find this out. Minus 9 divided by 3, minus 3. Minus 6 divided by 3, minus 2. Minus 3 divided by 3, minus 1, 0. 1, 3 divided by 3, 1. 6 divided by 3, 2. 9 divided by 3, 3. Clear? So ui we have found out. Now in order to find out using step deviation method, we need to add the column. This is constant, this is fixed. For all the 3 methods, we need to find out summation of fi, which is already given in the question as well, which is 30. Here we need to find out summation of ui. FIUI, my bad. Multiply this with frequency, not UI. Summation of UI, you will get 0. Summation of FIUI. So FIUI, let's do 2 into minus 3, minus 6. 4 into minus 2, minus 8. 3 into minus 1, minus 3. 8 into 0, 0. 7 into 1, 7. 4 into 2, 8. 2 into 3, 6. Okay. Now this 6, when we add summation of FIUI, this 6 and this 6 will get cancelled. Minus 6 plus 6, 0. 8 minus 8, 0. 7 minus 3, 4. 7 minus 3, 4. Clear? Now what is the formula? The formula is this. Let me erase some part over here and let's use the formula on this side. Okay. This is the formula. The formula for mean is assumed mean plus h multiplied by summation of FIUI upon summation of FI. Clear? This is the formula. So the class interval is 3, assumed mean is 75.5 plus 3 multiplied by 4 by 30. This again will come out to be 75.9 only. 3 times 10, 4 by 10, 0.4, 75.5 plus 0.4, again you get 75.9 only. Clear? So both methods, the assumed mean method is also easy, the step deviation method is also easy on calculations. The step deviation method you use in that way. In this case, the class marks were very big. If the class marks are too big, right, you need to use the deviation, the assumed mean method. Use the deviations, the assumed mean method. If this also comes to be very, very big, here it's small numbers only, minus 9 plus 9, not that big deal to add this. If this is also big, this column comes to be a very big number, divide this column by the class interval, that is the class size h. You will get even smaller numbers and you can use this formula then to find out the mean. So this is the mean. Every time you will get the same mean, which is 75.9 in this data set, for this data set. No need to be worried that for using this method I'll get a different mean, from that method different mean. Every method will give you the same answer because for the data set the mean is same, mean is constant. Clear? The only thing is the calculation part gets easier. The numbers get small. The next thing is you need to remember the steps. If the steps you do not remember, then every method will appear to be difficult. Clear? This part is clear to everyone. Let's get back to this now. Let's move ahead to the next question. This next question: in the retail market, fruit vendors were selling mangoes kept in packing boxes. These boxes contain varying number of mangoes. The following is the distribution of mangoes according to the number of boxes. Find the mean of mangoes kept in packing box. Which method of finding the mean did you choose? So this question is the mean we need to find out. Why I took this question, I want to explain it to you. This data, the group data, if you see over here, 50 to 52, then 53 to 55, then 56 to 58, this is not continuous. This is a discontinuous group data. That is the reason I took this question, because if in the exam the data is discontinuous, you need to know that how to make it continuous, how to make the upper limit of this class equal to the lower limit of the next class. That understanding you need to have. So how to convert the discontinuous data into continuous data? So what I will do is, what is the difference? This 52 and 53 I need to make same, right? What is different over here? 52 and 53, I want 52 and 53 to be same. So what is the difference between 52 and 53? Let's find out. 52 and 53 differ by 1. 53 minus 52 differing by 1. So understand this concept very well, because this can be used if you are provided with a discontinuous set of data. This will be very, very useful to convert the discontinuous set into a continuous set, because that is mandatory and that is required for you all to find out the mean. So 50 to 52, if I convert this 52 and 53, the difference is of 1. Difference, discontinuity in class is 53 minus 52, 1. So what I will do, I will divide this discontinuity by 2 and I will distribute this discontinuity to all the intervals, all the parts of the intervals. I'll distribute it into the lower limit, I'll distribute it into the upper limit of each and every class. So all the classes become same. How to do this? Let's understand. I'll distribute this 1 by 2 is 0.5. I will subtract this. I'll subtract this difference, the distribution 0.5 from the lower limit of each class and add it to the upper limit of each class. Subtract from lower limit, add to upper limit, add to upper limit. Clear? In this way, the discontinuous data will become continuous. Let's see how. So 50 to 52, the lower limit is 50. From 50, I will subtract 0.5. 50 minus 0.5, 49.5. Correct? 49.5. 52, I will add 0.5. This will become 52.5. So first class was 50 to 52. The class which I have trying to make it continuous is 49.5 to 52.5. This is the new class which I have developed by adding and subtracting 0.5. Next class 53 minus 0.5, you will get 52.5. You see these two become same, these two became same, there was a discontinuity, it became same. 55 plus 0.5, 55.5. Same way you do it for each and every class, 55.5 to 58.5, 58.5 to 61.5. Same way 61.5 to 64.5. So in this way, every upper limit and lower limit becomes equal and the discontinuous data becomes a continuous set of data. So this is the way, whatever is the discontinuity between the lower limit, upper limit and the lower limit of the two classes, they need to be same. 52 and 53, we want them to be same. We'll find out the difference, divide it by 2, subtract and add. Subtract from the lower limit of each and every class, add to the upper limit of each and every class. Clear? To make the discontinuous data into continuous data. This part is clear because this is very, very important. Once we do this, once we have the continuous data, we can move ahead. We can use either the direct method, step deviation method, or the assumed mean method to find out the mean. Now that we have got the continuous set of data, 49.5, 52.5, 52.5 to 55.5, let's move ahead and find out the class mark. How to find out the class mark? Not x bar is the mean, xi, the average of lower and the upper limit. So add these two, 49.5 plus 52.5, what will you get? 50 plus 52, you will get 102. 102 divided by 2, you will be getting 51. This will be 51. This again, the next one you will be getting 108, 52, 54. This will be 54. The next one will be 157. Find this out. You can also find out the class mark using the existing lower limit, because you subtracted 0.5, added 0.5, no change when you add 50 and 52, or 49.5, 52.5 if you add, right, you will get 102. If you add 50 and 52, then also you will get 102. So use this and directly find out the class mark. Clear? 51, 54, 57, then again the class interval is 3. So the class interval is 2. My bad. 53 plus 55, 5 plus 3, 8. Okay, 54, this will be 57. Then again, the class interval here is not 3, not 2, it is 3. Yeah. Using this, I am finding out the class interval. Now 57, 60, the next will be 60, the next will be 63. Clear? 63. So class marks 51, 54, 57, 60, 63. Starting from 51 plus 3 till 63. The number of boxes, which is frequency, is also given to us. Let's use this and let's find out the mean. Clear? So starting from 51 to 63. 51, 54, 57, 60, 63. These are the class marks The actual group, the actual class is 50 to 52, 53 to 55, 56 to 58, 59 to 61, and then the continuous classes are 49.5 to 52.5 and so on till 64.5. Let's move ahead. The frequency, let's write this down. The frequency is 15, 110, 135, 15, 110, 135, 115, 25, 115 and 25. You can find out using either the direct method, you can find out using the assumed mean method, whichever method is useful for you, whichever method you feel easy, you can use that method. Let's use the assumed mean method because it's obvious. It will be very difficult for us to multiply xi and fi, 51, 15 bigger numbers, 15, 110, 135 bigger numbers. So difficult to multiply. So what is the total number? Total number is not given. So let's find out the total number as well. Here summation of fi we can directly find out. 25 plus 5, 30, 40, 150, 150 plus 100, 15 plus 5, 30, 30 plus 20, 15 plus 5, 20, 20, 20, 40, 150, 150 plus 100, 250, 250 plus 30, 280, 285, 290, 300, 400. This will come out to be 400. Now let's find out the deviation. Let's take this to be the assumed mean. Let's find out the deviations. Deviation is equal to xi minus the assumed mean. So what is the assumed mean? 57. 51 minus 57 minus 6. 54 minus 57 minus 3. 0. 60 minus 57 3. 63 minus 57 6. Now let's multiply these small numbers. Minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3, 6 are small. We can easily multiply with fi. Let's multiply this fidi. What is fidi? Let's see. 15 into minus 6, minus 90, minus 330. This will become 0. 3 into 115, 45, 345. 6 into 25, 150. Let's add this. 330 plus 90, you will get 420 minus 420. This will be minus 420. This will be 345 plus 150. This will become 5495. Correct. 495. 495 minus 420. 5 minus 0, 5. 9 minus 2, 7. 75. Summation of fi di. Summation of fi is 400. What will be the mean? Mean will be according to the assumed mean method. Assumed mean plus the average deviation. Okay. So the assumed mean is 57 plus summation of FIDI 75 upon 400. So this will go 515 times, 580 times, 53 times, 516 times. So 3 by 16, 57 plus 3 by 16. You can solve this, you'll get somewhere around 57 point. 3 by 16, if you solve 16.11, roughly you will get 57.118, somewhere around that. Okay, 57.18 you will get. 3 by 16 you will get 0 0.1, 1, 2, 3 or 16, something like that, 166. Okay, you can solve this. 57.16 will be our mean. So the most important thing over here was to convert the discontinuous data into the continuous data. That was very important for us. Let's move ahead then. This is the next question. The following table gives the literacy rate in percentage for 35 different cities. Find the mean literacy rate. Literacy rate 45 to 55, 55 to 65, different rates are there in percentage. Number of cities are also given. Total 35 cities are there. Let's find out the mean. To find out the mean, we can use the three methods: direct method, assumed mean method, and the step deviation method. So let's first step is to find out the class mark. So I'll write down each and every class over here: 45 to 55, 55 to 65, 65 to 75, 75 to 85, 85 to 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes are there. Now, class marks for each and every class. What is the class mark? 45 plus 55, 50 plus 40, 90, 90 plus 10, 100, 100 by 2, 50. What is the class interval? 55 minus 45, it's 10. So 10, 10, you add, keep on adding. 60 plus 50, 110, 100 plus 10, 20, 120 by 2, 60. Then 70, this will become 70, this will become 80. 80, what I'm doing, once I find out the class mark of the first class, if I know what is the class interval, h equal to 55 minus 45, it is 10, difference is 10, right? So that 10, if I keep on adding to the first class mark, I'll be easily able to find out the next class marks. No need to add and divide, no need to add and divide again and again. 50, this is 50, you found out. 45 plus 55 divided by 2, you found out it to be 50. The next class mark, you can simply add this class size 10 or class interval to this 50. 50 plus 10, 60, 60 plus 10, 70, 70 plus 10, 80, 80 plus 10, 90. Plus 10 plus 10. What is this 10? This 10 is h. Here h I can add each to the previous class mark to get the next class. Once I found out xi, the frequency, number of cities which have the literacy rate 45% to 55%, it is 3. Number of cities which have the literacy rate 55% to 65%, it is 10, and so on. So let's write down the frequency as well. 3, 10, 11, 8 and 3. So numbers are small. Let's use the direct method over here. Let's find out fi xi. So multiply 3 into 50, you will get 150. 10 into 60, you will get 600. 11 into 70, you will get 770. 8 into 80, you will get 640. This you will get 270. But see, so big numbers to add. Summation of fi xi, if you do 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0. 5 plus 7, 12 plus 4, 16 plus 7, 23. 2 carried. 5 plus 7, 12, 12 plus 4, 16 plus 7, 23. 2 carried. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 6, 9 plus 7, 16 plus 6, 22 plus 2, 24. 2430. 2430. Summation of fi, already it is 35. Mean will be equal to summation, this is direct method, summation of fi xi upon summation of fi. You will get 2430 upon 35. Let's divide by 5. 5 7 times, 5 4 times, 5 8 times and 6 times. If I try to divide by 7, 7 6 5 4 times, 5 8 times, 5 6 times. Now if I divide by 7, 7 6 times 42, 6 is remaining, 7 9 times 63, 3 remains, 0.4. Roughly you will get the mean to be 69.4%. 69.4%. That's the mean literacy rate of all these cities. Clear? This is one way, which is the direct method. The other ways which we have seen is step deviation method. We have also seen the assumed mean method. If you want to see the step deviation method, let me show you the step deviation method, because only once we use the step deviation method, 2 times we have seen assumed mean method. These steps are very, very important for you all to remember. So I'll write down the formula. It is very, very important for you all to follow this. The direct, let's summarize for mean the 3 important formulas. The direct method is calculation intensive, too much calculation. Only one step, summation of fi xi. To find out the mean, you will be doing summation of fi xi upon summation of fi. However, this involves big calculation, big number calculations. Calculation, the easy thing about this is steps are easy. Steps are easy. Not longer steps, no longer steps, easy steps. Steps are less. Easy to remember. Summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi. Easy to remember. But the next two methods are easy in calculation, but the steps are something which you need to remember, and you can remember easily with practice. The next method is assumed mean method, which we saw. In the assumed mean method, we select one of the assumed means from the class mark itself. Any one of the class mark will be selecting it as assumed mean. Let's call it assumed mean. Clear? A. Any of the class marks xi, right? Any of the xi we select it to be assumed mean. We find out the deviation of every class mark from the assumed mean, which is di. For every class mark, we find out this deviation xi minus a. This turns out to be a smaller number. This becomes a smaller number. This is a smaller number. Compared to the class marks, this is a smaller number. Easy to calculate. Now, the formula which we use here to find out the mean becomes this. It is no longer summation of fi xi by fi. It becomes this. Assumed mean plus summation of fi di. I will multiply the frequencies with this smaller number di. No longer I will multiply it by the xi, I will multiply it with di, and this column I will make, and I will add all the numbers in that column, and then I will divide it by the summation of fi, which generally is given in the question, the total number of observations. In this way, I will be able to find out the mean. This is one way. This less calculation, less bigger numbers or small numbers. You can write small number calculations. That's a better way to put. Small number calculations, you will be faster. Only the steps you need to be more confident. If you know the steps, the calculation is faster. This way is more faster than this. Small number calculations, but more steps. Need to remember steps. Need to remember the formula. You need to remember the formula. That is important. The formula, how you select which should be selected to be the assumed mean. From where should you select the assumed mean? Assumed mean is one of the class marks. This practice is required. I will suggest you practice this more and more. From assumed mean method, because assumed mean method is very easy. If you know the assumed mean method, the next method is even easier because it is related to this only, step deviation. All of these three methods we have seen, we have solved this. I'm just summarizing it. Again, we'll select the assumed mean, any of the xi. We select one of the xi's from one of the class marks. After selecting the assumed mean, let's say if this number comes out to be not that small, it's a medium size number, then what we will do? We will divide it by h. We found out di, the deviation we found out, but this is a medium size number. Then what I will do? I will divide this deviation by the class size h. I'll divide this by the class size itself, and I'll find a step deviation. This ui is known as the step deviation. Clear? Xi minus a by h, even smaller number, more easy to calculate, right? More easy to multiply. Small number, smaller, even smaller. Easy to multiply. This is easy for us to multiply even smaller number, but the formula will change. The formula will become this. So I'm no longer multiplying di, I'm no longer multiplying xi, I'm multiplying the step deviation for each and every class with the frequency of that class. So I will add a plus summation of fi ui upon summation of fi, and do not forget to multiply this by h, which is the class size, Here I divided, here I will be multiplying by the class size. So this is the formula. The formula is something which you need to remember. The step, the process is something which you need to remember. Here you need to practice more. This is easy, direct step, but the calculation involves bigger numbers. You may end up doing mistakes in the calculations. The time required to solve using this direct method is more, but the time required to solve using assumed mean and step deviation method is less. So these are better methods. Okay, the same thing. Clear? Till here it's clear. Now let's move ahead and let's look at mode and median and questions from mode and median as well. So find for the following distribution, we need to find the modal class. So first, before we get started using the mode formula, let me get you used to the modal class. So modal class is the class which has the max frequency. So here if you see marks below 10, 8, below 20, 17, below 30, 32, below 40, 62, below 50, 80. However, here if you see these are cumulative frequencies. We do not have the class. We do not have the classes. So how to form the class? Let's start from 0 to 10. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 will do the class. Okay. This is very important. This can be asked for one or two marks. Okay. Below 10, below 20, below 30, below 40, below 50. So what will be the class corresponding to these marks? This will be 0 to 10. 0 to 10, it can be 0 below 10. This 10 is not included. 10 included till 20, up to 20. 20 to 30. 40, 30 to 40. 40 to 50. Now, corresponding to below 10, it is given that 8 students scored below 10, 17 students scored below 20. This is something which is not the frequency. This is not frequency. This is cumulative frequency, running frequency. I told you, right? Cumulative frequency is the frequency which gives us how many students below or above a certain data point. Below or above a certain data point. Below 10, 8 students, cumulative frequency. Below 20, 17 students, cumulative frequency. This is not the actual frequency of data which is in between those two points. This is below a point or above a point. In this case, below a point, this is cumulative frequency. So I'll write specifically cumulative frequency CF in short, and I'll write below 10, 8, 17, 32, 62 and 80. So can you tell me, from below 10 means 0 to 10 it is 8, 0 to 10 it is 8. So the frequency is simply 8. Clear? Now below 20, 17. So this includes all those students which have marks between 0 to 10 as well as 10 to 20. Below 20 includes 0 to 10 as well as 10 to 20. But if I want to find out how many students scored between 10 to 20, it will be 17 minus 8. This will be 17 minus 8, 9. Again 32 minus 17. This will come out to be 12 minus 7, 15. Clear? 62 minus 32. This will come out to be 30. 80 minus 30. This will come out to be 50. Clear? Clear? 8, my bad, the previous frequency we need to subtract. Just a second, a small mistake over here. Let's correct this. This is not the way. We need to do it in this way. Just a second. Clear? 17 minus 8. Below 30, 32. Between 32, between 20 to 30. 32 minus 17. 32 minus 17. If you do, you will be getting 32. 12 minus 7, 15. Correct? 62 minus 32. If you do, you will be getting, okay, below 50 we have 80. 17 minus 8 is 9, 32 minus 15, and then we'll get 62, 62 minus 32 will get 30. Yes, it's correct. So the highest frequency, if you see over here, is this 40 to 50, between 40 to 50. Now from this you can easily identify that the modal class is this, not using this but using this. Clear? Let's move ahead. Let's move to the next question. We are out of time. Let's quickly do a few questions from the actual question. The following distribution gives the state-wise teacher-student ratio in higher secondary schools of India. Find the mode and mean of this data. Interpret the two measures. So we'll be focusing on mode. So mode formula I'll be writing over here once again. Mode is equal to lower limit of the modal class plus f1 minus f0 upon 2f1 minus f0 minus f2. Clear? multiplied by h, which is the class interval. So this formula I need to remember. So based on this, let's first find out which is the modal class. So modal class is the class which has the highest frequency. The highest frequency here is for 10. So this is the modal class. This is the modal class. Very easy. If you know the formula, if you know how to find out the modal class, very easy to find out the mode. Lower limit, L is the lower limit of the modal class. So L here is 30. L is 30. Done. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. So F1 here is 10. This is the F1. F0 is the frequency of the previous class. This is F0. This F3, F2 is 3, frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. So all of these things we have identified over here itself. F0, F1, F2, modal class, F0, F1, F2, L. Another thing is H. H is simply any class you take, upper limit minus lower limit, 20 minus 15 will get 5. Let's substitute these values and find out the mode. Mode is equal to lower limit of the modal class 30. 30 plus F1 10 minus 9 upon 2 into 10 minus 9 minus 3 multiplied by 5, which is the class size. Clear? F2, this will come out to be 30 plus 1 upon 20 minus 12, which is 8 multiplied by 5. 20 minus 8, which is 20 minus 12, which is 8. 5 by 8, if you solve, you will be getting 8, 0.625. This will come out to be 30.625. This is the mode. 30.625 is the mode. So mode is very easy if you see. No need to do any different calculations. Only we need to know how to identify the modal class. We need to know what is F0, F1, F2. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. Then if you remember this formula, easily you can find out. This can come up for 3 marks. This can be asked for 3 marks. That's it. That's why one more thing is given here, mean. If mean is also there, then it add 2 more marks. It will become 5 marks if mean is also asked. If only mode is asked, this is just for 3 marks. Clear? 2 to 3 marks. If mean and mode both are asked, then it will be for 5 marks. Clear? This part is clear to everyone? So this is the formula which we focused over here. This formula, it's very important for you to remember. The next, let's quickly do one question, and then in the evening session, there is one more session as well, I know. In that session, I'll be taking a lot of previous year questions, 1 mark questions, 2 mark, 3 mark, 5 marks, different types of questions which have been asked and which are most expected for your board exam. We'll be taking that as well. So let's move ahead quickly and let's look at one question related to the median. Median's formula, let me quickly write over here. Median is equal to lower limit of the median class plus n by 2 minus the cumulative frequency of the previous class divided by the frequency of the median class, and do not forget to multiply by h. Okay, multiplied by h. So let's first find out the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is the running frequency. Let's find out the running frequency over here. 1500 to 2000 lifetime hours. Number of lamps 14. This will be 14. 14 plus 56. 14 plus 6 20 plus 50 70. 70 plus 60 130 plus 86 216. 216 plus 4 220 290. 290 plus 60 350 352. And this will become 352 plus 48 400. So these are the cumulative frequencies. Now first find out n by 2 and identify the median class. First step is to find out the cumulative frequency. This is the first step, step 1. Second step is to identify the median class. Let's identify the median class. Median class, to identify the median class, the first thing is I will find out n by 2. What is n? N is the total number of observations. In this case, the total number of lamps, which is 400. N by 2. 400 by 2, which is 200. Tell me which class has the cumulative frequency just more than 200. 14, no, not more than 200. 70, no. 130, no. 216 is just more than 400, sorry, just more than 200. 216 is just more than 200. So this is median class. Clear? This is the median class. Identified the median class, second step done. So this is my median class. I'll block this. Median class done. Now I'll simply use the formula. Lower limit of the median class. What is the lower limit of the median class? 3000. Lower limit of the median class is 3000. Clear? So this will become 3000, and we already know 400 by 2, 200. CF, cumulative frequency of the class preceding, previous to the median class, is 130. I'll not take CF to be 216. I'll take CF to be 130. This will be CF. Very, very careful. Be very careful. This is CF of the previous class. Clear? So this part also we have found out. Frequency of the median class, not cumulative frequency. What is the frequency of the median class? This is the frequency of median class. Plus all these points we have found out. One more thing, class size, H is equal to 500. If you see carefully, 2000 minus 5, 1500, 500 and so on. Every class has the class size of 500. That is fixed. Let's substitute those values and find out the median. So median is lower limit of the median class, which is 3000. So no need to find out class mark, only identify the median class. For mode, only identify the modal class and remember the formula. 3000 plus total number of observations 400 upon 2 minus cumulative frequency of the previous class minus 130 upon the frequency of the median class, which is 86. Clear? Multiplied by 500. Let's solve this. This will come out to be 3400 by 2, 200 minus 130, 70. 70 by 86 into 500. 70 by 86 into 500. 70 by 86 into 500. Solve this. You can easily solve this. 235 times 2, 4 times 2, 3 times. When you solve this, you will be getting some value, and that value will be, you can let's consider that value. We have a calculator. Let's quickly do this because we are running out of time. You can do it using you can take your time and you can solve this. 35 by 43 multiplied by 500, 406. This you will be getting to be 406, roughly 406.97, 407 or 406.97. Add it to 3000. Your median will come out to be 3000 plus 406.97, which is 3406.97. 3406.97. This is the median. 3406.97. So let's summarize quickly. So this is how we find out the median. 3 steps. First step, make the cumulative frequency table. Step 2, identify the median class. Once you identify the median class, other parameters become very easy to identify. Lower limit of the median class, n is already given to us in the question, total number. Cumulative frequency of the previous class, then the median class, frequency of the median class. All these parameters, when you put, you will get the correct answer here. The only thing is you need to be very careful with the calculation part. So these were the questions which we were there. Now one last thing which before we end this concept is very important. It is mentioned towards the end in the summary part of your textbook itself. So you remember this. There can be a question which can be asked from this. So do not forget to remember this. 3 median is equal to mode plus 2 mean. There can be questions which can be asked from this. You can be given median, mode, find out mean. You can use this formula directly. You know median, mode, you can easily find out mean. If mode is given, you can find out median or mean. So note this as well. So this is the 6th formula which we have discussed. Only 6 formulas in statistics. The first 3 formulas correspond to finding out mean, direct method, assumed mean method, and step deviation method. Then mode calculation formula, median calculation formula. Then finally the relation between median, mode and mean. Clear? So this is the end. If you like this session, please like, subscribe our channel, like this and share this with your friends. This is very, very important. Share and spread this with your friends as well. And we have the exam prep week booster course also going on. So please check out in the sisyaclass app itself. You will be getting to know more about it, and it's just 29 rupees. You will be learning maths, science along with coding and robotics from the top teachers of IITs and IIT. So thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll be meeting again in the evening session. In the evening sessions, I will be taking the PYQs, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. This is very important.